everyone, my name is Katin Pimentel, and this is my intermediate Milestone 1 presentation for my project, the Equity Gamification Design Toolkit. For a brief introduction over my project, the goal of this project is to create a web-based tool that empowers educators to design gamified learning activities while centering equity, inclusion, and cultural responsiveness. Gamification has proven to increase motivation and engagement in learning, but many existing tools unintentionally reinforce bias or exclude underrepresented groups. My project aims to bridge this gap by embedding equity principles through the design process. So, for a brief overview over the toolkit is what you're looking at right now. The toolkit guides educators through four main gamification elements. So basically, the web tool is going to have a landing page, and then from the landing page you'll select your gamification elements, and then once you select your gamification elements, you'll be able to customize those elements, and then at the end there will be an equity checklist and reflection to make sure that the tools are actually appropriate. So that's just a very brief user flow diagram for what my project is so far. Okay, and this right here is the landing page. So the purpose of the landing page is to welcome users and clearly present their options with clickable buttons such as creating a new design or viewing past designs. And there's also a brief little about section so that they can get an idea of what the toolkit is actually for. Okay. And then if they create a new design, they'll be taken to this interface, the gamification elements. In this screen, educators browse a library of gamification elements. Each card shows a description and equity tag, such as collaboration focused or culturally responsive. And then the users can search, filter, and add elements to their design. So depending on what the user wants to build, they can decide to implement badges, leaderboards, points, and story narratives. And then this is like the brief description and equity tag that I was just talking about. So once the user adds these elements to their design and click continue, they'll be taken to this next page. This next page is the customization screen. So after selecting elements, educators move to customization. For each gamification feature, they can define details like names or criteria. Importantly, embedded equity prompts encourage reflection on how each choice supports inclusion. For example, prompts ask whether a badge design promotes collaboration over competition. So yeah, this is just kind of a way for the user to personalize and customize their elements, and I added these questions at the end just to kind of like a brief little like check and balance before like the actual equity checklist and reflection towards the end of the interface. So once all these values are filled out by the user and saved, and once the user clicks continue, they'll be taken to this page, the equity checklist and reflection, which is just, it's like the big checklist and it's supposed to just make sure that these toolkits are as equitable and as fair as possible. So in this screen, it guides the educators through an equity assessment of their design. The checklist is adapted from a universal design for learning and cultural responsive teaching literature. Reflection reflection prompts capture insights and encourage improvement. And yeah, so pretty much this is all I have so far. So once the user verifies and completes their equity checklist and reflection by checking these checkboxes and then inputting a value on for both of these questions, they can click finish and their toolkit will be completed. So this is what I have completed so far for the intermediate milestone 1.